Hello, everybody.
We went on a mission trip and then we wrote this little clip to tell you all about it. Hey guys!
But, I'm the star of the show, so I'm just going to talk. So, what's the first question?
Come here. First question. Thank you, Zeke, for the wonderful introduction.
You're welcome.
That was a statement. Hi, Jeannie.
Hello.
So, thank you so much for leading us on this trip. I think it's safe to say that everybody would say it was a wonderful time. It might be an understatement.
I love Henderson. It just is, it's on my heart. I see God working in all of the areas here. I love Jerry, who's over the work camp. And, John and his family came from Indiana. And so, Kokomo.
Yeah.
And so, there's a closeness there. And they remember you. And the people in the cafeteria, once you keep coming, they remember who you are. And you see that you're making an impact in the community. And it is one of the poorest areas here in Appalachia. And so when you know the history and what it was before and what Frakes has done here to make this a better place to live, it's just, to me, it speaks a lot to what people can do to change lives.
Yeah. Encouraged. So when everybody arrived on Sunday, the staff was encouraged. This was the largest week of volunteers to come in since COVID. And this week they had 170 to 180 volunteers come in, which it was a full campus.
Hey guys, it's my turn to be interviewed now.
Hi, Claire.
Hi.
So, how do you feel about this week?
Good. I had a lot of fun getting to know the members of the church, whether it was spending 3 hours in the wave pool at the water park or our nightly games of Uno.
Nightly games of Uno. Yeah.
First of all, power washing, it was the first time I ever did it. It was pretty fun. We had a good time, spraying down this little bridge in the background.
How long was that bridge?
A lot more than 40 feet.
200 feet.
200 feet.
Yeah.
They said it was 40 feet. It wasn't. But we got it done.
Yes, we did.
Because this team is amazing.
All of these kids, young adults, come together and work on these projects that I honestly didn't know. When they said this bridge is 200 feet, they're not lying. I did the math. There's 402 of these slats here. I was a little concerned that we weren't going to get this project done, but we all rocked it out and came together and and did it. So that was amazing. Yeah.
One of my favorite moments was probably working on the bridge and just listening to music and being goofy over there with the very eclectic collection of music that the boys put together.
Right.
My favorite moment would probably be power washing the deck.
Yeah.
But I also think that even through the people that are not young, God was able to help by, really making sure that there was still stuff that they could do. The jobs that we picked, we weren't really sure all what was going to be included with it. But with power washing, we had the not young people get the tops. When we were staining it, we would have them get the tops, and then the young people could get down and get the bottoms. And the young people, they've all just been so happy and happy to work all week long, which is crazy, because normally they've got some attitude.
Yeah, there's a lot of sweat equity put in this week.
A lot of sweat equity, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And apparently I'm not what did you call us? Older?
Not so young.
Not so young. Apparently I'm part of the not so young, because I actually did the work on the floor.
Oh,
So,
wow. Oh my goodness.
Best part. And being one of the not so young people in the group, it's been great that everybody's helped out. I mean, I try to be very active, but those of you that are watching know that I had surgery and I was not able to do as much. Definitely overdid it the first day. I did not listen to people, but everybody tried to help out. I mean, whether it be the other adults and Eric and Andy or Colton, but all the kids like would ask me how I'm doing, how I'm feeling, and try to encourage me to let them do more than I don't need to do. So
Yeah.
that's great. I just think like to me that was just cheers me. I'm fired up just because of the kids.
Yeah. We found
Stranger
him.
danger.
We found him looking confused at one of the work sites.
We decided to pick them up.
Just one.
What's the worst?
Basically, build a porch for a family that cannot afford to have it built for them and pay for it. I think that's something nice we could do for everybody.
So I'm out here with Colton and Andy, and we just finished our project, a deck with a roof on it.
Where the kids never complained once. They're hard workers, and just helping everybody was great.
Yeah.
The kids that we brought down are just phenomenal. I mean, I think they were. I mean, if your parents were here, they'd be very proud of all of you guys being here because you guys did great work. You listened well. You were very, attentive and looked and found ways to help out. And so I think.
So Nick and Eric have taken Colton and Zach and Will and just taught them everything this week.
Yeah.
It's been great to see.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Been good to see.
Is there anything?
He brought us here to help finish the deck and build a deck to change people.
Yeah.
To help them live better.
Do you think that was successful?
Yes.
And how do you feel leaving this week?
Good. I feel like we accomplished the mission that we came here to do.
A little bit of a godly experience just because they were so excited to be here. They were excited to learn. They were excited to help. They were, they had a lot of passion for everything we did, and they had a lot of fun too. So that was really good.
Yeah. Like being roommates with Eric was fun.
Yeah.
And crazy. It was a wild ride.
I bet.
And but working with Andy and Colton, and we had some really deep conversations, like the four of us, and that was really cool. We got to share about what was going on in our life and kind of what we'd like to see happen in the future.
I feel like, on a personal basis, I sit in front of a computer a lot at work, right? And so I don't get to get out and sweat and get my hands dirty and do some of that work. And so I find it to be a kind of a relief, or it's a time for me to kind of focus on a little bit maybe myself, my inner thoughts, it just changes my focus to something else besides the normal day to day. And so sometimes when you look at things at a different angle, you start to see things a little bit differently. And so I think anytime that you get to be in this type of group environment and get to change your focus a little bit, it helps you just.
Are you more excited about your faith?
Yeah. More excited.
Do you feel like you've grown a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Excited more to get out and help people and do more stuff like this.
Yeah.
How much have you learned this week?
A
That's
lot.
important question. A lot.
A lot.
Has that been fun?
Very fun.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I think I saw God working on our group through you.
Oh.
Yeah. You, throughout the week, you've been working on building a deck, and you've just seemed so more, focused, and I don't know, you've just done so great, and I really think...
Oh, well, thank you.
I really think that God was working through you. But
I think I saw God, I know other people have said this, but I think I've seen God work in you a lot, too.
How so?
Well, you've you've been working really hard, and I don't think I've really ever seen anyone work that hard.
Oh, goodness. That's funny. I was afraid you were going to say you've never seen me work that hard before. Don't tell Crystal.
What about when you fell through the bridge?
I mean, I saw it in Nick Van,
Yeah.
I think with working in the food pantry, because that wasn't one of the jobs that we had when we came down here, but Jeannie and I went up to the thrift store to ask if they needed help, and they were like, no, but you can go check the food pantry. So that's where we spent the first 2 days, and I think we packed like over 50 boxes of food.
Yeah. It just felt like no matter what we did, there was always more that needed to be done, and it just, for me, that feels like a relief that it finally got done.
Yeah, we did
Especially
accomplish a lot.
planting
Right. What were you planting?
corn.
Okay. And do you know what they're going to do with the corn?
They're gonna use it in at Halloween for decorations.
Yeah. We got to donate a few $100s in materials back to Harry from what we saved on the job site, and that was pretty neat.
Well, he certainly opened up my eyes to the youth because I see them on Sunday morning, most of them, but I didn't really know them. And so one of the strange things is their genre of music. I've been absolutely amazed because a lot of their music I knew. And it just opened up, to me how, their interests are so wide open and their work ethic is so great. And they've been willing, whatever was asked to do, they were willing to do it, and they jumped right in there. And they were up and ready to go every morning before 7 o'clock to be there for morning devotions. And some of the rest of us were struggling to get out of bed. But the kids were already there to go. To me that was just amazing because they worked hard during the day and it was hot. Very hot.
Person, but I feel like this was a boost that I needed to be like, as a church and as a family, body of Christ, we are doing good things. And we have fruits of our labors, not just because we painted a bridge or we built a deck, but the fruit of the lives. And so it's given me like a little punch in my faith to keep persevering during the tough times. So I feel like my faith has just come alive even more.
So I think it's a mission trip like this is more than just reaching out to the community.
Right.
It's reaching out to those in our community and also within yourself. Reaching into yourself and saying, okay, how have I grown? And stretched. And I think that's one of the biggest things, is stretching us.
Yeah.
Let's see. I saw, Jamela touched on seeing the kids grow this week, and I think we all witnessed that in the 5 days we've been down here now, 5-6 days.
Yeah.
I think we've seen them all coming out of shells and growing, and I don't know if it's just the people that we've all been around, but definitely seen them grow, and that's been amazing to see. Right? Yeah.
He has brought us together as a little family inside a bigger family, like Jamel said. I would also say it brought us closer together as friends.
Yeah.
They gathered around in the living room and played Uno, played games. Somebody said, well, they were always on their, whatever those things are.
Yeah, their games and phones,
Yeah,
devices.
but they weren't always. When given the opportunity, they played games together and were inclusive.
Yeah.
They even included me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, till I said they couldn't cheat. I wouldn't let them cheat. But, it was fun.
These kids are ruthless when it comes to games. Do not play Uno with any of the youth, and they will not be nice to you. That's when the not so young people, it doesn't matter anymore. They will give you
false accusations.
They will give you a draw 20 if they had the opportunity. Just so you know.
Being a newer member of the church, I've got to know, I've known you guys, but really got to know you guys this week more.
Yeah.
I got to have some really awesome conversations that wouldn't have happened had we not been here.
Right.
So I think that was God saying, you know what, this is where you're supposed to be, and yeah.
Well, I didn't really know everyone before I came here.
Yeah.
I really just knew Lydia, and getting to know everyone was awesome. So.
Oh, since you come from the Methodist Church in Howe, I have. Would you like to share a message to your home church? What would you
Hi,
like to say to them?
guys!
And my last question: do you think we should do stuff together like this more often?
Yeah, I think we should intermingle a lot more.
Awesome.
I think I saw God working in our devotions at night. We had devotions with just our group, and
So you did a great job leading devotionals last night. You had, what was your high for the week? What was the low moment for the week? And like, what was your God moment for the week? Is that right?
Yep.
and I got to hear more of testimonies from my brother and my dad, which I thought was really interesting. It was really special to me because I was there when it was happening, and it was nice to like hear that that's part of their story.
Yeah, so that was really cool. And, you know, I got to talk with Jamie C. and Claire and see them open up.
Yeah.
And that was highly encouraging. And I didn't pick on Jeannie too much. That was nice.
Yeah, and I think even like, I know it's not just you who feels that these conversations were meaningful, because even in these videos, multiple people shared that you had a good impact on their time here.
Yeah,
So,
good.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, a lot of this has been you talking about, like, how meaningful other people's stories are to you.
Uh-huh.
But you haven't mentioned that the night you did devotionals, you shared your story. So what was that like?
So there's a certain level of vulnerability in any kind of a group function. And because of the general, I don't know, because everybody here is so awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I got to share part of my testimony that I wouldn't have shared elsewhere.
Yeah.
Like I felt comfortable in opening up. And so that's pretty encouraging for me, but also like I wanted to set the example, set the bar, like so that others know that it's a safe place, and our group are people that can be trusted, and that you can open up to, and know that they're gonna have your back.
Yeah.
I
think you did a good job of that.
Good. So that's what church should be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And small groups are supposed to be
open and vulnerable like that.
Yeah, trustworthy.
Yeah.
Like safe places.
Mm-hmm.
And so part of accepting that openness is allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Mm-hmm. And that's something that I don't get to do very often. Yeah. And something I need to work on more probably. So I was trying to work on that this week. Yeah. And open up and maybe let God work in my life. Take down the walls.
Yeah. Awesome.
On Wednesday, we had a free day where instead of working, we went to a water park. And I like water parks and water. And my God moment happened at the water park. There was this kid, like there was a concession stand at the water park. And me, Zach, and Will, and Hank had just got food from it. And we were just sitting there eating our food. And this kid came up to us and was like, "Hey, guys, do any of you have $1? I want to get some food, but I don't have enough money. Do any of you guys have $1 I can use?" And I'm like, not even 2 minutes before this, Zach gave me $1 to go get him some ranch. I said, "No, keep it. The ranch was free." And he was like, "Just take it, man." So I did. But luckily, I was able to use that to help someone, which that kind of felt like a God moment to me, because I really thought Zach should have taken that $1 back, but then I realized why he was called to let me keep it. Because by that point, Zach had actually walked off somewhere. I don't know where. He was gone. But through him, I was able to help someone, and it just feels like a real God moment there.
Yeah, one of the people down here, she's teaching a sewing class, and yesterday I was wearing my Eras Tour shirt, and she stopped me, and she was like, "Hey, I like your shirt. Have you gone to the show?" So I was like, "Yeah, I've been." And then she was like, "Oh, you know what I do for a living? I'm a professional costumer, and I work for Taylor Swift." So now I'm 1 degree of separation from Taylor Swift.
Everywhere, especially in the nature.
Oh.
For me, it's just so beautiful And like at home, there's no way there would be a place like this because it's always getting chopped down.
Yeah.
It just feels like God's preserving this place because He's keeping it all beautiful.
You guys got me distracted. Where are we?
We're talking about how did you see God work?
Oh yeah. So yesterday at the communion service, I felt like that was a culmination of everybody feeling God's presence here this week and being able to serve and sharing Christ's love and mission.
And amazing sound quality, thanks to our tech guy.
Yeah, it was the best sound of the whole week. It was hard for the sound guy to be patient.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the communion service last night was, everything fell in place, and it was only the work of Christ that I can give credit for it happening. It was incredible. How do you think everyone that we led in worship, how do you think they responded to it?
I think they really felt God. I think I really felt God too.
Everyone here. Last night we had a service, and our group sort of hosted it. We played music for it, and there was one part where everybody throughout the whole mission trip, like from all over, they could just say parts that they really felt God touched them, and it was like really long. There were so many people that all had so many things to share. It really quantifies how much all has gone right here.
That's just something so big and so important, and I'm so thankful that our wonderful leader Jeannie over there had the idea and recommended it and put all the effort to make sure that it got to us. And I also want to thank some of our people that came last minute, like him. He decided to want to come like 1 to 2 weeks before we left, and we're even more grateful for it. Every person here counts. And it's just amazing that there are so many people here.
I think one of the other big parts of this week for me was the communion service, where we led worship, and we actually did that because we brought our instruments to lead a morning devotion, and all the morning devotions took before we could take one, which was like 15. They were supposed to be 15 minutes, but instead we got to lead worship, and we did about 6 songs, and you could just feel God in the room, and like all the youth and everybody there really, I think, felt it too. They were all really into it, and we were really into it. Yeah, it was really good.
I really liked performing with everyone during what did we put on? It was like a kind of get-together communion type of thing.
Yeah, it's a communion service. We led worship for it.
I've always believed in young people, and I feel like as in my adult life, I've had a mission of like for them to realize that they can make an impact on the world, that they're loved by God, and that they all have gifts and passions. And I think all week they have shown that, and it's just been overwhelming to watch them, like in a way, like bloom into like their gifting. And I think last night's worship service was just like, it couldn't have gotten any better. Like that was just a great way to kind of end our week.
And you might be able to see that spot right back there, the basketball court. In the morning, it's shaded, and it makes a really great space for Friday nap.
No, I'd like to thank Jeannie. I think she did a very good job of getting us down here and making sure we washed our hands and went to the bathroom and held hands as we went to dinner and things like that. It's just like 4th grade all over again. It's great.
So that was a little bit about my week at the Henderson Settlement mission trip. I think it was great. I think I'm going to come back here again, and I think you should come here and try it out. It's really nice.
I didn't
Yeah.
pay him to say this.
Yeah, no, I yelled at him to let me say it. So, like, bye everybody.
Anything else you want to add? No? We're good? All right. Good job.
Lastly, we wanted to say something to everybody.
At everybody at LaGrange UMC.
Thanks, guys!
For all of this stuff, like your wonderful prayers that you have prayed to keep us safe.
And your wonderful wallets.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you again.
So, lastly, I know this is like the lastly. We want to say thank you to everybody and How who helped contribute to this trip and supported the fundraisers. And it was super meaningful. A lot of lives were impacted. And you want to add on?
Thank you to my grandma for, like, she did it without charging any money for herself too. So all of the money just went right to the mission trip, and it was really thoughtful of her to do that.
And a lot of lives were impacted here, not just in our group, but in the community. So it definitely made this community better.
All right, ready?
On 3, go team! 1, 2, 3.
Go team!